This Xbox One X doesn't work. Let's see if it becomes parts or if I can repair it. The eBay listing said it doesn't display on the TV, but it does power on, so we're gonna test that out. Back cover came off. It did come with it, but it looks like it was broken, so. I don't know if someone's already been in here. The HDMI port doesn't look to be in bad shape, but we'll check that out. It is a little bent on top, so it might be the HDMI port, but we'll see about that once we get it under the microscope, if it doesn't display on the TV. Plug in, and does it? Does turn on. It does turn on. But we get anything on TV? No signal. Okay. Okay. Well, at least it does turn on. That's a good thing. Unfortunately, we do have to tear it down. Okay, and here is our board fully taken apart. Little pieces of scrap. And what we're interested in is the HDMI port and that HDMI retimer chip. So gonna have to get under the microscope. There's the HDMI port we're looking at. It looks to be factory. It hasn't been changed. It doesn't look like anything's been touched on this board actually, which is really good. Good news for me. Anything messed up is going to be my fault, not someone else's. So that's always good. Get this little ring out of here. Does look like some flux there. I don't know if that's factory. Doesn't quite look factory, does it? Looks freshy. That's not good. It doesn't look like anyone tried to change these RAM chips out or anything like that, right? No, I don't think so. Be a lot messier. Let's take a look at the port. Okay, the port doesn't look too bad. It does look like a little damaged right there. I'm not convinced that's enough to cause a problem, but it very well might. Maybe. I mean, yeah, it is damaged. So it is maybe causing a disruption on this one pin. So I guess I could try replacing this HDMI port first, and then if it's not that, since it is a little damaged, and if it's not that, we can turn our attention to the retimer chip. So the HDMI port shouldn't be too big of an issue. Okay, well, it looks like someone tried to get this port off already, and I'll give them credit, at least they stopped before they did any more damage, because they weren't getting anywhere with that. These look to be factory. So they were trying to get this off, and yeah, luckily they didn't mess it up too much, it doesn't look like. So let's just come in here with some leaded solder to help us out. So add our flux. That's on. Come on. Yeah, what's up with these plastic pieces? Like, why are you doing that to me? Oh my god. Pretty sure I ruined this, actually. Yep. Completely. Wow. Completely destroyed that. Wow. Never done that before. Guess I should have added leaded solder to that side. Wow. Damn, yo. Wow. I've never actually done that before. Ah. Oh well. Oh my god, look at all those pads. Oh my god. Oh, I even pulled up these things. Ha! Ha! Wow. Jesus. I was like, this is not coming off. I've taken an HDMI port off an Xbox One X before, right? Yeah. Guess I should have stopped before I knew what I was doing. The only ones I didn't rip off are the ground pads. Yeah, this isn't getting fixed today. Why the hell are the Xbox One X HDMI so hard to take off? I mean, that is just horrendous soldering. Ha! Oh. Horrendous. Alright, well that's gonna do it for this video. That was a massive fail, and I deserve to be roasted if anyone wants to do that, because that was terrible. I've never actually pulled any pads when I've taken off HDMI ports, and I guess I've never done an HDMI port on an Xbox One X. I've done retimer chips, sure, but never an HDMI port, I guess, because that was on there a lot, you know, that was stuck on there a lot more than even like a PlayStation 5, which I've done those before and not had a problem. So I've never ripped pads quite like that. That was everything but the, I think, ground pads connected to the HDMI port. So everything came up. And it wasn't just that the pads came up, some of the traces came up along with the pads, so that thing is completely fucked, admittedly so, and that was completely my fault, a noob mistake for sure, and one I will, you know, have to reflect on and get better with. I guess I should have put some leaded solder around the pins. Trying to think what else I could have done better. I guess taking more time. Maybe had the heat a little higher, because I had it at 430 at first, and I think it was just kind of barely getting there, and then I bumped it up. And then when the pad came, when the port dropped down and it was still stuck, I knew then that it was going to be a mess, because it shouldn't be stuck with anything, and it wasn't coming off without me prying, and I don't know, patience maybe I guess would be something to have, and obviously more skill, but you know, you can only get that by actually doing the soldering, you know, actually practicing. And people are like, oh, practice on dummy boards. Well, this was something I bought to try and fix, and it wasn't a, you know, someone else's board. I would probably be a little bit more careful with someone else's board. I don't know, but probably a reason why you might not trust me yet, like a generation like this or a newer console. Because I could do that to yours, unfortunately. But you know, you're never going to get better without trying. So here I am trying, and I've taken off other ports. And you know, you're never going to take off an Xbox One X HDMI port unless you take off an Xbox One X HDMI port. I've worked on PlayStation 3s, I've worked on PlayStation 5s, I've worked on PlayStation 4s, and I've not had a problem taking off their ports. So, you know, the experience there, it did translate here, but you have to do it on here. And for some reason, the dumbasses at Microsoft decided to put, let's say, 6 leg holes on the port and plastic in between it to hold it steady. You know, it probably makes the port a lot more durable. I'll give them that compared to the PlayStation 5s, which tend to rip off when you look at it on the wrong way. But it does make it a pain to come off. But so I guess it's just something to make note of the next time an HDMI port comes up on an Xbox One X. Problem is, I don't know if that HDMI port was actually bad, but now we'll never know because I don't know if I will look at this and try and repair it. It's a lot of traces, though it could be fun. It could be a good project for my next video if I feel up to it. Right now, I feel defeated and sad. So I'm not going to work on this right now, but maybe one day. Assuming I didn't destroy anything else in the process besides just the traces, which... if not, if I can't repair it, then this will be used for parts on a different one if I need it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed watching me completely destroy this Xbox One X by complete accident on my own stupidity. But I hope you learned something useful in it. Like, don't do what I did. That's a good one. That's a good lesson to learn. Don't do what I just did, and it's just... I don't know what to tell you. If anyone has any advice, I would love to see the comments down below. Please, let me have it. I'm not going to delete any of them, even if they're like, you're a dumbass. Because I've had a few of those before, and I'm like, yeah, okay, well, you're probably right. In some cases, I am. But if you have any good advice, like, hey, this is what you should do, like add leaded solder, or, I should have maybe, in retrospect, used some of this low melt solder. Yeah, next time, probably the low melt solder. That would be good. That would actually be really good. Hindsight's 20/20, as it always is. So whatever you do, just have a wonderful rest of your day. And hopefully this hasn't deterred you from watching any of my future videos, and we'll catch you in the next one.